Yo, what's up guys? We are back and we are here to go over the information regarding the Forbiddencraft 3.4 update. We have officially rolled this update out. As of this video going up, the update is actually live now. And we got some very exciting stuff going on under this, but we're not gonna take a look at that yet. We're gonna save that for last. But for now, we're gonna go over some of the basic changes, and we'll move on to some of the more fun stuff. So, just going over some changes to elite mobs. Elite mobs have been nerfed. That has been, suggested by a bunch of players for quite a while now. So, the distance from spawn for the elite mob levels to change has been doubled from what it previously was. Damage to players has been reduced by 40%. Elite mobs can no longer spawn from spawners, and elite mob spawns overall have been reduced by 5%. So that should make elite mobs a little bit more bearable to deal with for some of the newer players. That being said, moving right along, we have some changes to blood moons as well. So blood moons can now drop emerald blocks. They drop a bunch of different items, but they can now drop emerald blocks. Each mob you kill during a blood moon will now drop a minimum of 4 items and a maximum of 10 items. So item drops have been increased. And blood moon mob health has been reduced by 25%. So they're going to be a little bit easier to kill. They're still going to be a pain in the ass, but they'll be a little bit easier. So that's the changes regarding elite mobs and blood moons. Now let's get into some of the more fun stuff. Mjolnir, which I will go ahead and spawn one of those in right here. Let's see. Mjolnir is a new powerful weapon. Quite literally the most powerful weapon on the server. You can use it as a regular axe. You can throw it and it'll come back to you, like so. You can spawn lightning with it. And if you do this, you can then supercharge all of your abilities, like so. To do even more damage. So, this is a very powerful weapon. And you can actually get this weapon now. There are 5 Mjolnir temples that are on the server. In 5 locations, randomly in between spawn and 20,000 blocks out from spawn. If you find one of these locations, you can get Mjolnir, as well as 16 enchanted golden apples. In addition to this, Mjolnir has also been added to meteorite loot tables. There is now a 1 in 4,096 odds of it spawning in a meteorite. Which, yes, that is the same odds as finding a shiny in the Pokemon series as of late. So, there you go. It's not going to be an easy weapon to come by, but it's definitely a weapon you're going to want to try to get. That being said, we also have a new item. This item is the Flight Feather. If I just go ahead and grab one of these here. And then go into survival. There we go. I'm now in survival mode. If I right click, it will now allow me to fly in survival mode. But the amount of time you have to fly is limited. The longer you are flying, the more hunger bar you are going to use. And when you run out of hunger, you will fall. So you do have to manage that. As of right now, the only way to get one of these flying feathers is from a wandering villager. They have been added to wandering villager trades. They are very rare because the wandering villagers have random trades every time you find one. But if you find a wandering villager with one of these feathers, you can purchase it for only 20 emeralds. So, definitely going to want to look out for that. I'm also going to be having a event at some point in the future where you will be able to obtain this item through other means. So, stay tuned for that. But for now, let's go ahead and go back into creative to showcase some of the other new items, because we have one new thing we can do, actually. Let me grab a crafting table and some items, and I can showcase a new mob. I'm hesitant to call it a mob because it's really not. But it is a fun little guy that we can play around with, and I think people will get a kick out of it. So, if I go ahead and grab a wither skull, the crafting recipe for this is pretty expensive. You're going to want a golden pickaxe, and then we'll get a glass bottle and a nether star. So, pretty expensive crafting recipe. If we put this here, this in the center, this off to the side, and then this at the bottom, we will get a miner minion. Now, this miner minion, you can place down, like so. And look at him, he's real cute little guy. If I were to take a block and place it in front of him, and then I were to get a chest, for example. Let's see, grab a chest. Let's put a chest, let's say right there. That'll work. If I were to right-click him, you can see he has his own little menu. I'm going to go ahead and link a chest. So I'm going to link this chest. Like, let's see. Like so. And then you can see he mined that. And now that is in this chest. And if there's another block in front of him, he will mine that. There you go. And now that will be over in this chest. So he will automatically mine any blocks that are in front of him. And if I go ahead and, let's see. There we go. He does have a hunger level. And you can also change the color of him with dye, and there is a level up system for these guys as well. So lots of really cool stuff going on with this. I imagine using this for like a cobblestone generator, so that all the cobblestone from the cobblestone generator is just automatically mined and put in a chest. That's kind of what I envision this being used for, but there are potentially other uses for this. So that being said, you can just pick him up with this here and bring him with you. So that's pretty much everything with this update. Everything except for possibly the biggest part of this update. And that's what's going on with this little guy. We now have dungeons, roguelike dungeons, as well as various other structures that you can find throughout the server. And we will be increasing the amount of these dungeons over time. But this one is actually right near spawn. Spawn's right over there, so right near spawn. We can go ahead and take a look in spectator mode. You can see these are some pretty big, elaborate structures. There's all sorts of mobs as well as items you're going to get from these. And just some really cool stuff. Just a complete overhaul of sort of the battle towers concept. Except these are a lot easier to find. They're much bigger. And they're kind of a new place to explore. They are dangerous to explore. But you can get all sorts of interesting stuff from these. And just really kind of takes the whole concept of a mine shaft and just really turns it on its head. Just gives all sorts of new possibilities. You can see the structure is very big, and you can see it's layered, so you can see down here, here's some more layers of the same structure. So if you like finding abandoned mine shafts and exploring stuff like that, you're gonna love this update, because this is just a complete overhaul of that concept. There is some loot you can find in these, as well as various other things, and they're quite big. They're quite big. So this one is located right next to spawn. You can see spawn's right over there. There are other structures on the server as well as this. And I will be increasing the amount of these over time, and changing the loot tables for them over time as well. But you can see, got some really cool stuff going on with this update. And that is pretty much everything with the 3.4 Forbiddencraft update. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I don't know how that cow survived, but you know, I'll take it. That's pretty much everything we got going on with this update. And yeah, so thank all you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this update. This was a pretty big one, I would say. And yeah, more updates coming in the future. So thank all you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, guys.